Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the best singles to invest in. Now, as I've talked about in previous videos, singles are not a great place to invest. Oftentimes they will go down in value, they'll go up in value, and it's just really impossible to predict because the demand for these is often very trend based. As we've seen, the Greninja Gold Star is seeing a lot of hype right now, a lot of people are buying into it. And so for that reason, I wouldn't really recommend the Greninja Gold Star right now. I mean, it might continue to go up, but it also could just completely drop off the face of the earth because there's so many copies of it lying around. What I would recommend is buying singles that people aren't looking at right now and kind of hope that it eventually ends up reaching a point where people find a trend around it, people start buying a lot of it, and then at that point you could kind of liquidate your singles. Hopefully you go to a card show, you sell off a bunch of them and make some profits, or you just do some online selling. But realistically, selling singles, personally not my favorite thing to do, but for those who are really into the singles, my advice would be to just buy the ones that you like on this list, buy whatever ones else you like on, in general, and just kind of hold on and see if they go up in value, and then if you want to trade them in later down the line, it's always good for you. I tend to collect the singles I like, and then otherwise I just buy gradable copies of, special illustration rares or highly coveted cards so I can then grade them for grading plays to make some profits there. Everyone can approach this differently, and yeah, whatever you want to do, go for it. So let's start with Ends Reshiram. Now this is the box topper from the Journey Together Enhanced Booster Box. I think this is an amazing looking promo, but the problem is this card technically already is in the set. It's just that the box topper specifically has this stamp. Will people care about the stamp? I don't know, but I think it's a cool promo. And the stamp could add some value later in the line as a sort of exclusive thing. We did kind of see a buyout happen recently. As you can see, an insane amount of volume sold here to try and drive the price up, but it's already kind of crashed. So it has a lot of volatility. I think if you see it go down a lot again, I think it might be smart to pick a few up. But ultimately, I don't think this is a bad buy in general. I think it's a cool looking card. You could just buy the normal one too, this from the set. Let's get into some more promos. Lucario vstar. Now this is from the Crown Zenith ETB. As we know now, Crown Zenith ETBs are going sky high. They're at a 175, I think, as of today. And I mean, these were everywhere just a year ago. Just a year ago, Crown Zenith ETBs were still being reprinted. They were still everywhere. And so you're kind of seeing the price, really climb up. I mean, this used to be like a 60-cent card. Now it's almost $2.50. Looks like the only people on TCG Player are like $5. So, yeah, I mean, it could keep going up. It could just die off. I think it looks really cool. I think Lucario, he's a very popular Pokemon. He's got a lot of aura in this picture. So I think this is a cool card. More promos. This Eevee, obviously even more of it are going to keep getting pumped out as more ETBs of Prismatic keep getting opened. So you could wait to buy into this later, but I think this is one of the best looking promos of the Scarlet and Violet era, and I don't think it hurts to have a few copies of these just hidden away in case, maybe a few years down the line, people look at this promo and be like, wait, that was actually really good. I want this Sleeping Eevee. Same with this Mimikyu. I think it tells a really cute story. You got the grandma knitting. Mimikyu is right there. That's a shiny Mimikyu as well. I love the contrast between the shiny Mimikyu and the very colorful blanket, because shiny Mimikyu is black and white. I think this promo is amazing. Again, already has seen a lot of growth, so I don't know how much more growth it will see. You could also buy the Pokemon Standard version of this. Same with the Magneton. Wow, this has seen a... Oh, okay, what the hell? It looks like a big jump here, but then when I go to the 1 month chart, it's not even higher highs, I guess, at some point. But I think this Magneton promo is really, really good. Again, Shinji Kanda art. If you don't know who Shinji Kanda is, he is a very popular artist in the TCG space. And yeah, his art is great here. Again, you could buy into the Pokemon Center stamped version, more exclusive, but you're paying a more exclusive price. Personally, I think these are still underrated. I have a PSA 10 version of this that I graded myself, and I'm actually going to hold on to it. Not just because I, enjoy Shinji Kanda, but just because I think it's an undervalued promo in general. Let's keep moving. Ends Zorua. The Pokemon Center stamp version of this is, I think, $30. Could pick that up as well. These come in Journey Together ETBs, which we could definitely see more of. So the price cut on this could probably drop even more, but once it happens, maybe buy up a few. I have a lot of these because I love opening Journey Together ETBs. Look, Journey Together is just a fun set to open in my eyes. There's a lot of cool illustration rares, and because the set is so small, it's kind of nice to be able to like consistently get most of the set pretty quickly. Like I'm almost done collecting a lot of the illustration rares and SIRs from this set. I'm just missing a few. So it's a fun set. It's a good promo, I think. Ultimately, Zorua is probably one of the more popular Gen 5 mons, and yeah, pretty good. Snorlax, guys, as we know, 151 ETBs are at $200 right now. And so as you can see, you know, this promo used to be 70 cents, is now around $5. It's seen 700% growth. It's probably not going to see that growth next year, okay? This, again, singles are very, very volatile. They're really subject to just random moves. And I think the Snorlax is no exception, but I do think because the price of the ETB is so high now, getting this Snorlax card is going to be harder and harder. And this is just an iconic like Pokemon. Like, dude, Snorlax blocking the road is literally in the Gen 1 games. You know, makes a lot of sense what he's doing here. And I think this is not a horrible pickup. Again, more promos. We got the Teal Mask Ogerpon. Now this is the Pokemon Center version because I think it's one of the cheaper Pokemon Center promos. Yeah, Ogerpon, not the most popular mon, but a lot of people who played the DLC do like it. I think it's a very nice looking promo in real life too. Like the sunset with the illustration rare foil looks nice. Again, Pokemon Center stamp, so could be a good play for the future. This one I'm really bullish on. Pikachu with all the 3 starters. I mean, I think not only does this composition look great, like it's just a very cute card, and this was around $2 a year ago. Now it's $5.45. Paldea Evolved ETBs are the only way to get this promo, and Paldea Evolved ETBs are steadily going up in price. If you want to grab the PC version of this, I think it's around $50 or 60. I bought it at like 20 or 30 at a card show, and dude, it's so hard to find these in real life. Pokemon Center stamped promos are almost impossible to find in real life. Like, it's even harder to find on the online market, but in real life, really, really hard. I think this promo has a lot going for it. Same with the Obsidian Flames promo. Now, this has actually been going down recently, but I think it's because it went up a ton. It's hard to kind of consistently keep that growth, but yeah, I think this matches really well with the Stellar Crown, right? And so the Stellar Crown, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle are both at around $40 to $50 for illustration rares, and so I could actually see the Charmander kind of slowly, you know, because Charmander's, come on, let's be honest, it's the most popular of the 3, and I could see this kind of not necessarily overtaking the other 2 because those are illustration rares that are harder to pull. You know, this is just an ETB promo, but I could see it. I don't know. I could see it happening. I could see it overtaking them at some point. I think I have one of this, just in my personal collection. So yeah, we'll see if it goes up. And like, yeah, guys, I said before, honestly, just buy the singles that you like here. I wouldn't necessarily buy a ton of them to like invest. Just buy the ones that you like, and then if they happen to go up in value, it's nice. More promos. Greninja EX. Now this is in a Shrouded Fable box, so I think Pokemon may not reprint many of these just because Shrouded Fable is a very unpopular set. But dude, this promo looks amazing in real life. One of the best Greninja cards we've gotten, and of course Greninja is a very popular Pokemon. Yeah, great card, great promo. Same kind of deal with the Kingdra. It has those kind of like Japanese-esque waves, as you can see. Like I actually bought this card a long time ago. I graded it, and I think I sold it like when did I sell it? It must have been in the last few months, because I think I traded it for like a PC ETB, and I've only been starting to collect PC ETBs recently. But yeah, I made a grading play with this, and I almost regretted giving it away or selling it because it is a very nice looking card. Next, we got the Galar Birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Now, personally, if I was gonna kind of put my eggs in one basket, I'd put it in this one. I think this is easily the best one we've gotten. Again, another Shinji Kanda. Or you could buy the tins for these. I recently picked those up. I think those are going to do very well in the future. Next, we have the Mew EX. I think this is going to keep steadily going up, in my opinion, because the only way to get these Mew EX are from UPCs. Actually, well, the price could drop soon because I think there's a UPC reprint. Is that actually confirmed, or is that just a rumor? I don't know. But it could drop because of the UPC reprint. But yeah, obviously as the UPC gets more scarce, more harder to find, this Mew EX promo is gonna get harder to find. I love the art style, very very cool. And yeah, ultimately I think it's great. This you could actually also pick up the Mewtwo, from this UPC where he's kind of like looking over a city. That one's also a pretty decent pickup. But I don't know, these promo cards, they tend to be pretty beat up. Every time I've seen them at card shows, they're like, there's dings all over the sides, and I don't know, I don't think they grade well. So yeah, maybe a 10 has a premium that might be worth investing into. I don't know. Now this one is a pretty cool one too. It reminds me almost of the Paldea Evolved ETB promo. You know, you've got Pikachu, but this time with all the Sword and Shield starters. So pretty cool card there. I think this is definitely worth picking up, similar to the Paldea Evolved one. Now we got the Charizard UPC promo, so this is just one of them. Personally, this is my least favorite, I would say, but I think still looks pretty cool. You know, he's almost like a Godzilla here. The art looks amazing, I can't lie, but I just like the other ones more. I love the sleepy one. I think he just burned down a forest and he decided to take a nap, I guess. Kind of funny. All of these promos are kind of moving in the same price direction, it looks like, except for this one, which has seen an insane growth recently. I might actually sell this card soon. It just looks amazing. But the only problem I've seen with this is that it's always off-center. It is always off-center. I don't know why this promo specifically is just never centered, but it is like impossible to find a centered version of this. And so, yeah, I mean, it matches well with the Mewtwo, which is one of the big chase cards, I think, of Sword and Shield. And yeah, I think this is a great pickup in general. I think this will probably keep going up. All three of those Charizard promos will probably keep going up. And if you want to kind of translate that to a sealed product, you could just buy the Charizard UPZ, which has all the promos here that we're talking about. And so if you kind of bet on these promos in general, you think all of them are good, I would buy the UPC too, actually. Because sealed always tends to do better than singles in terms of like a flat growth upwards. Next we have Leon's Charizard. This is from the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. This I think could be a sleeper hit later on. I mean, Leon and Charizard are pretty iconic duo. A lot of kids came into Sword and Shield as their first ever Pokemon game, and Leon is a very iconic champion. I think he will be, you know, as the years goes on. A lot of the people in our generation, a lot of people that are adults don't really care for Leon because they don't know who he is, but I think this will do well later. Riolu from base set, obviously base set not being printed anymore. I think this was kind of an overlooked card. It already has seen a lot of movement, so again, I don't know if I can anticipate a ton more movement on this card, but I think it looks cool. You know, Riolu's just kind of he's beating stuff up around the area. It's a funny card. Riolu and Lucario are both pretty popular Pokemon. I tried to choose Pokemon that I thought were popular or would kind of make sense to go up generally. So, you know, there's not going to be many Pokemon that are not popular on this list, just because those are the ones that are going to tend to see the most growth. Next we have Zekrom. This is from the Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. Same kind of logic here, right? Brilliant Stars is out of print. We're not going to be seeing much products from it. And it's only $9 card. It has been, it did see, again, you can see this boom has just kind of inflated the price of every single card. So we honestly could be seeing all of the cards just crash as well. So maybe it's not a good idea to buy into any of these. I have no idea. And I'm not really like, I'll be honest, I'm not going to buy a lot of these cards. There's a few I have in my collection here, but I'm not like actively looking to buy more of these, if that makes sense. I just think these look cool. And I think some of them could go up in value because this Zekrom I think pairs very well with Anzoreshu Rim from Journey Together. I think they make a cool set. This artwork is amazing. I've seen this card in real life. It looks great. Yeah. Next we have the Crown Zenith Dogs, the legendary dogs. I think these are actually a good pickup. They ebb and flow, as you can see. They go up and down, up and down. Right now they're kind of at a downturn, so if you want to pick them up, probably a good time. I think Suicune is probably the best choice if you're going to get one, but again, if you want all three, they're all pretty cheap actually right now. You could get all three for like 60, 70 bucks. Pretty good price, honestly, for some cool alt arts, or Galarian Gallery actually. But yeah, again, Crown Zenith. We're not getting more reprints. We're not going to get much stock. It's only going to keep getting more expensive, and so these cards might follow. Speaking of more Crown Zenith cards, we have Leafeon vstar. I think this is actually one of the best Leafeon cards we've ever gotten. I think it is better than the prismatic evolutions. Like, I enjoy the prismatic Leafeon, but I think this is a lot better. There's a lot more detail, there's a lot more interesting things going on, and it's not very expensive. It is only 40 bucks. Not bad price, honestly. Yeah, good looking card. Same with the Glaceon. Again, Glaceon, I think, really, really fun art. Only 35 bucks. A lot of the Crown Zenith cards are pretty inexpensive just because they're very easy to pull. But again, once we start seeing less Crown Zenith out in the market, and once people start pulling less of it, supply will start diminishing, and we could see some of these creep up in value. I think the art in this is pretty nice. So not a bad pickup. And my last pick, and probably the most confident pick I have, is the Mewtwo V-Star. Now, this has seen some pretty good decline recently, which is why I'm confident in it. Now, I bought it when it was around like 60 bucks, I want to say, like around here. I graded it, got a 10, and sold it. I sold around the peak. I got really lucky with timing the market. Normally, you can't do that. It's hard to do that. And I thought I could do it again because I sent out a bunch of cards around March, right? I sent them out at the peak, and now that a lot of them have decreased in price, I'm gonna get them back soon. It looks like PSA finally started grading my cards because they were held back for a while, and now they're starting to go down, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think this is a generational Mewtwo card. Like, it just looks so cool. He's charging the Kamehameha against the Charizard, and yeah, I think this is a super sick pickup. 100 bucks may seem pretty expensive, but in my eyes, for the chase card of one of the best sets in Sword and Shield era, I don't think that's that bad. I don't think that it's that bad at all. I think this card could honestly just keep going up in value over time. I think it'll age like fine wine, and it'll match pretty well with that Charizard if you also get the Charizard where he's fighting, Mewtwo. But yeah, those are my picks for some symbols I would be picking up right now if you want to see some good growth generally in the future. But again, guys, singles are just not the way to go if you're looking to make money, right, in the hobby. I would say collect singles for your own personal enjoyment and collect sealed for investment and to even fund maybe buying some cooler cards later in the future. Like, I will say, a lot of my investment I'm probably going to be putting back into buying some cool rare cards that I want to buy, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, that's just all I have to say for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if I missed any singles down below in the comments, but make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys later.